One of the weak spots of performance management for many organizations is waiting until the annual evaluation to discuss employee performance. Research validates that supervisors and employees will develop a stronger, more trusting relationship if they are having regular performance meetings or check-ins throughout the year. This sounds easy in theory, but in reality it's more difficult. Many supervisors are not sure how to communicate effectively with their employees. When they do, the results can be disastrous. If this is their experience, it is understandable why some supervisors avoid having conversations at all. Mark Murphy, author of The 100%ers, asked over 32,000 people how many hours a week they spent interacting with their supervisor. The most common answer was approximately 1 hour per week. Then he asked how engaged they were at work. Mark found that people who spent 6 hours a week interacting with their supervisor had about 30% higher engagement than people who spend only 1 hour a week. Even if the employee and supervisor don't like each other, spending up to 6 hours a week together actually makes an employee more engaged. Mark further explains that for years managers have been saying, "The reason I don't spend any time with XYZ employees is because I don't like them." It turns out it doesn't matter because XYZ employees still need some time with their supervisor. The more time you spend together, the more value-added time you get back because you have fewer issues and problems. If you find yourself in the "I'm avoiding XYZ employee" or the "I just don't have time to interact with XYZ employee" category, make the choice to change. You will inevitably have greater long-term success and see higher performance and more engagement from your employees if you make time for them. While 6 hours a week might seem daunting, ask yourself how much time you can devote to the employee and start there. Now that you've decided to make time for your employee and are ready to have a conversation, what might that look like? First, determine what type of conversation you want to have. Is it a general "how are things going" check-in type conversation, or is there a specific performance issue? Is it a conversation where you would like to get feedback, or is it a goal-setting conversation? Once you have determined the type of conversation you would like to have, it is as simple as asking the right questions. Examples could include, "Share with me 1 or 2 things that you are currently working on." "What are some of the things you have accomplished up to this point?" "What do you wish would have gone better or differently?" "What would you continue to do?" "What were some challenges you faced?" Imagine a year or so into the future. What would your ideal work situation be? What is one change you could make right now that would increase your performance? What resources will help you be successful? And last but not least, from the Leadership Challenge book, Kouzes and Posner's Key Feedback Question for Leaders, how are my actions affecting your performance? These are just a few examples of questions that can be the starting point for creating meaningful conversations that empower employees to be more solution-oriented. Once you begin seeing the benefits of having these types of conversations, it will become something both you and your employee look forward to. It is helpful to remember that a good relationship starts with good communication. Thank you for listening today. Please take a minute to give us your feedback by clicking on the survey link.